I want us to consider just two things very quickly. I want us to consider the contrast between God's friendship with Abraham and then Abraham believing God, to that contrasted with Eve and the friendship with the serpent, which in turn caused Eve to trust and believe the serpent instead of God. Either way, concerning Abraham, he had a friendship with God. That is self-evident. Genesis chapter 12 on, go and read it. He had a friendship with God. Did Eve and Adam have a friendship with God? Absolutely. What does the Bible tell? In the cool of the evening, God would come and walk with Adam and Eve. He had a close commune with them. So God was their friend. God was Abraham's friend. So he had a friendship with Abraham, or at least Abraham had a friendship with God that was built on a belief and faith, fundamentally. Whereas the serpent cultivated and inculcated this faith. What on earth, Dougie, I want to ask you again on driving this home, what would make anyone send you back to where you've come from, Catholicism? What in the world is going to have to take place in your heart? It'll be utter madness. Am I right? You know where you come from. But let's just imagine for a moment the time comes past and you're no longer in the church and we find that you're worshipping at Mary's feet. What in the world? It would gobsmack anyone. What in the world happened with Adam and Eve? And so secondly, let me point out, I cannot fully explain how the beast in the form of a servant could talk in the first place. But it could talk linguistically, phonetically, in language. I've never come across a beast that anyone can talk. But this serpent spoke language. Did God really say? So whatever the serpent said was in their language. Phonetic. So it was a creature who spoke but whispered. That forms, that word serpent, you've got to grasp this, is a sly, it is clever. It will draw you in. Even when you think you are doing the right thing, it grabs you. And you are still thinking you're doing the right thing. Yet you are on your way to destruction. Look at the difference. The idea is that the whisperer, the serpent, is the one that misled Eve. Why would anyone want to whisper in the first place? Think about it. Why? Is it not because you want to say something that you want no one else to hear? Think about it. I mean, whispering is not bad. I mean, we whisper to each other in church. Did you put the food on? The sermon is going a bit too long. Stuff like that. But here we have a whisper that is actually a whisper so diabolical. It's luring. It's telling the truth. It's building up a friendship. And I can't see the forest from the trees. It's abundantly clear, family. You can't miss it. However, it seems that in this conversation, it was more than just a conversation, but as I said, a building up of a friendship of a long, long time. I'm extrapolating here. I'm inferring this into the text because I'm looking at it as chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, and there's no way in the world Adam and Eve, who were communing with their Creator, could be so quickly drawn away. An affair does not happen overnight, family. It takes time for a husband to look to another woman. It takes time for a woman to look to another man. It doesn't happen overnight. Thus, in the same way, this belief, this faith of Eve's did not happen overnight. But lest I be held guilty of pressing this text, which I told you that scholars are to blame. I don't want to be blamed for the same thing. I don't want to press the text too far. Adam conversed, Eve conversed with the serpent in language. No one speaks moo moo. He didn't speak to the cow and he moo moo moo. You find that in Pentecostal charismatic churches. That's where you speak moo moo, ma ma ma. I think that's where Pentecostalism came from. I say it with in tongue in cheek, but really, this is the only account where they have a conversation with a beast, a serpent. where it's linguistically, Afrikaans, whatever. So the serpent had to be able to speak their language to both Adam and Eve, and the converse is also true. And the plot seems to have started with Eve, and then Adam soon followed suit.